Welcome back, my wonderful kindergarten first grade artists. You should have listened to the story of If I Ran the Zoo, written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss. Unfortunately, we didn't have a copy of that here at our library, so I'm just going to use If I Ran the Circus instead to talk about the different characters that Dr. Seuss creates. So, as you are watching the video of Grandpa Tom reading the story, you should have seen how Dr. Seuss made his characters. So he does this thing called exaggeration. So exaggeration means to take an object or a feature and either making it bigger, longer, spikier than it would normally be. For example, let's take this character here. His neck is a lot longer. His hair stands up a lot higher. So Dr. Seuss was really good at creating characters that had exaggerated features. So notice this guy here. He's got a really big belly and really long arms, and it doesn't seem proportionate to the head and the feet, but that's how Dr. Seuss's characters are created. So that's why his artwork is and his illustrations are so unique, because he takes these simple ideas and he exaggerates different features of an animal to give it a new look, a new identity. So look this is a bird. So you can tell it's a bird because it looks like it has a beak, but maybe the feathers are different. This is a hoodwink. Get it? He's got a hood and he's winking. Yep. And notice the colors that Dr. Seuss uses. He uses lots of primaries. So this book has mostly just primary colors in it. Now, I include this pinkish color because this would be a tint of red, because if you mixed white with red, you would get pink. So a lot of Dr. Seuss's books use either just the primary colors or primary and secondary colors. You won't find a whole lot of other colors, and when he makes his books, he generally only uses 3 colors per book. Some books, I would say he uses more. Like this is the ABC book, so he's got a lot of different characters in this book. So he's got a lot of different colors, but never more than 3 colors on a page. So notice each page has its own 3 colors that he uses, or less. See that? So today what you're gonna need is a piece of white paper, a pencil, a Sharpie, and 3 different color crayons. I'm gonna pick a yellow-green, a yellow-orange, and a blue-green for my colors today. And you wanna start by thinking about what kind of creature you're gonna be. Is yours gonna be a bird, so it needs to have wings? Is it going to be an animal that stands on 2 legs, or is it gonna stand on 4? And deciding on which you're gonna use for your animal, if you're gonna have 2 legs, you might want your paper this way so that he's tall. If you have 4 legs, you might want your paper this way so that it's long. So I'm gonna do a tall creature. I'm gonna do an animal that has a long neck, a small head, and a big belly. So I wanna think about a light bulb. So I'm gonna start with the body, and I want it to be in the middle because I wanna leave room for the feet and room for the arms, and then also room for the head up here if I want a long neck. So first I'm gonna make the belly. So I'm gonna make an oval like this right here, okay? I'm just sketching, which means to draw really light till I know I've got it right, and then I'll go in with the Sharpie and fix my lines. Then I want a really long neck, like this. And then maybe I'm gonna do an oval like this for the mouth, and then make a rainbow shape for the top of the head. All right, so now let's think of feet. My feet are gonna be, I'm gonna use like a rainbow shape, just a little wider, a really wide rainbow. And then I'm gonna make if this is the toes, I'm gonna make a line that comes in, and then I'm gonna come up and curve around the back. So it's this heel. So I'm gonna do the opposite over here. I'm gonna make the heel, I'm gonna come up, and then I'm gonna make a flat part. And then I'll add details for the toes later. Then I need the legs to connect. So my legs are gonna go like this. So it angles out. Ooh. Well, I'm gonna leave it. I might actually want to bring this in just a little bit more so then it looks like he's bending his knee on this side. Arms, I'm gonna put the arms of my animal. I'm gonna make them come, let's make them come from the body over here. And we're just gonna make arms that kind of come away and down. Now I don't wanna leave stick arms because, well, it's not a stick character. So I'm gonna need to make these wide. Notice Dr. Seuss has he uses lots of zigzag lines for his characters. So if the area is not smooth or straight, he's gonna make some wavy or zigzag lines to give that character a little more definition. So I'm gonna make some zigzag lines. Oh, that looks like a bird. Okay, so the character I was gonna make, I've kind of changed my mind. I'm gonna make this more like a bird, so those are his wings. And maybe I'm gonna give him, sometimes they have these ruffles around the neck. So I'm gonna make some zigzag jagged lines. And how can I make a beak? Well, I'm gonna give him, a lot of Dr. Seuss characters have these smiles on their faces that kind of go like this. Like that, and then they have these curved lines right here. So maybe what I'm gonna do is draw around that. Okay, we'll make this our, oh, nope. Dr. Seuss's noses are either big and long, or they're these little circles. So we'll just put a little circle there. And the eyes for Dr. Seuss characters, those kind of vary a little bit. So I'm gonna use, if you can see this, they're like oval shapes. And then on the inside, they have another oval shape, but they have a little white spot in the middle. That's like a highlight. So I'm going to make two ovals, one here and one here. And then here's the oval on the inside, but I'm gonna put that V shape in there. Oval with the V shape, and then I can color that in just so I know that part's gonna be black. And the nose is dark on the outside and it's got a little bit of white and then it's black. Okay. So I still have a little more room up here, not much, but I'm gonna give this character some zigzag lines here, some zigzag lines here, and maybe some spikes, some spiky zigzag lines on the top of his head. And yeah, I think that's where we're gonna stop for now. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trace my character and erase as much of the pencil lines as I can to see what he really looks like without all these sketchy lines. All right, so next what I want to do is add expression lines. Dr. Seuss uses a lot of black lines in his work. He does what's called cross-hatching, where he has some lines that come straight and then come diagonally across it. Those are creating shadows. Some of them are creating expression and movement in his characters. So I'm just gonna use my Sharpie to find some areas where I would have shadows, like maybe on the left side, and make some lines. Maybe make some lines over here, maybe make some lines underneath the wing. So if this is the body, I'm gonna curve the lines. And then I can, cross-hatching would be, I've got these lines curving to the right, so now I'm gonna make some lines go like this. And that's gonna create a little bit darker space on my character. Now here, I'd have some shadows. Can use zigzag lines to create those. Maybe use some lines in where the feathers are. All right, and like I mentioned before, usually Dr. Seuss only uses 3 colors per page, so make sure you have your 3 colors. I'm going to start with my light green. I'm going to make the body light green and the face light green. A lot of Dr. Seuss's characters are usually, the characters themselves are usually just one color, but you guys, I want you to use your imagination, and I want you to use those 3 colors to color in your Dr. Seuss character. And I'm gonna color the face green, making sure I color nice and neat. I'm trying to stay inside my lines and trying to color nice and neat so I don't have a lot of white space. And the white space between my crayon lines kind of makes your picture look a little scribbly, so we do our best to color and fill in those white spaces. All right. Now, because I used the green here, I'm gonna add some green on the wings just at the top. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend some of the blue-green from the tips of the wings up. So I'm just gonna blend some of those. And then I'll probably use the blue-green for my feet. And all right, there you have your Dr. Seuss character. Don't forget to post on Flipgrid so we can see what you've made, and invite your family to join you in creating your Dr. Seuss characters, and they can make their own. So have fun, and we cannot wait to see what you come up with.